Welcome everybody to Bet the Farm Podcast episode number 9. Almost at the double-digit mark. This episode is always sponsored by Singer Health Center. If the bookies break your back, Singer Health Center, Dr. Singer himself will fix your back. Singer Health Center. Boys, Super Bowl week. Got a nice jam-packed episode as always. Gonna break down the cash crops of last week.
We got a new sponsor too. I'm excited about that.
Ooh, it's about time. We need to give Singer a run for his money because the checks I have not received. I don't know if you're doing Venmo.
They're bouncing.
PayPal. I have direct deposit, Bank of America. If you need my account number, you have my number. We can get that going.
Talk to my accountant.
Talk to my accountant. Huge tits. All right, boys. Well, we're going to break down the Super Bowl, last game of the year. We're going to get you some NBA picks with the milkman himself. As always, one of my favorite segments of the week, the red card of the week. We also have a recap of the one and done picks from, what was the tournament? Torrey Pines, where Patrick Reed.
Fuck me.
Patrick Reed, a lot of controversy. I'm sure we'll break that down. I want to hear your opinions on that. We have a nice, one of my favorite tournaments of the year, the Waste Management Open, and I heard they're allowing fans, so that...
Yeah,
a little bit.
I'll dive a little bit deeper as usual.
Yeah,
but
that's my favorite.
There's going to be some fans, but it's not going to be the same.
I wouldn't put it past those guys in Scottsdale. They do a good job, but I'm looking forward to that tournament. One of my favorite golf courses.
Scottsdale.
Yeah, but I had my bachelor party. Should have been going there this weekend.
How many of them do you think are hitting talking stick that night?
100% all of them. That's probably where half of them are staying. So yeah, we're going to get you some golf picks with the Plonix as always. We're going to give you our one and done picks for this week. We have some miscellaneous bets, of course. NFL is gone, so we want to make sure that we continue to give you picks from around.
Not gone yet. We got one more game.
It's done. I don't even want to watch.
He's still so butthurt.
I'm so fucking bitter talking about the NFL. Can't get over the Green Bay loss. But it's going to be a great Super Bowl. We'll dive into that. Stump the Sheep is back.
We're back.
Can't wait for that one. And then we got some huge little promotions that we'll throw to you at the end of the episode. So make sure you stick tuned to that. Without further ado, Brandon Plotnick.
Let's get to it. Last week's cash crops. I'm going to try to speed through this today because, goddamn, we got so much to talk about. I'm so damn excited. Such a big slate. We got the Super Bowl on Sunday. NBA is in full force right now. I'm actually getting really into it, whereas I was not at all like the first month of the season, but I'm actually starting to really dive deep. My props. I promised I was going to start posting them. I haven't because things have been crazy, but I've been hot still, so I'm going to keep teasing it until I post them, and then I start losing all my money. But NBA's been hot, and then just golf is in full force, and finally we got a tournament that is going to be fun to bet on where there's not alternating courses and things of that nature. So let's just jump right into it. I was 3-3 last week. All of my cash crops were in golf matchups, and I split 50-50 all time. That puts me at 18-10-1, still sitting at a sexy 64%. Jared, most of his were cash crops except he had most of them were golf matchup cash crops. One of them was Spurs Tottenham versus Liverpool plus a half. Looked good for a little while.
That makes me fucking
looked
sick.
good for a little while, and then flopped. So he went 1-5 overall. Probably the worst week of the season for him. All time, still sitting at a nice 26-17-2. That's a 60% win percentage. Hey, if we're sitting around floating on 60, you ain't gonna complain. Miles, the lone undefeated sharp of the week. Proud of you, kid.
Thank you. A couple asterisks, but thank you.
Hey, it was all basketball. 2 in the NBA, 1 in women's college basketball. 3-0, baby.
We're on to something here.
Stay tuned for more.
The problem is that he said Maryland was going to beat Rutgers, but Rutgers hasn't played since like January 4th. They've been out with COVID, so
we got
they played Michigan State. That's still win. I mean, the whole handicap was that his dad went to Maryland, so we'll give him that.
Whatever.
The date was right. The number was right.
Yeah.
So that's all that
If it ain't
matters.
broke, don't fix it.
I mean, it was only apropos that his handicap was on Maryland, and his all-time win percentage is at 69% at 18-8. Nice. Daddy Todd. What is it? Daddy Todd? Big Daddy Todd?
Or Big Papa.
Big Papa Todd?
Oh, Big Papa Dad. Big Papa Toddy. At Snapchat, Big Papa Taddy.
Yeah, that's our sponsor, all right? But
gonna
seriously,
love that.
seriously, DM him for our money. All right, thank you. All right, Eric. The sheep just continues his run. One and
getting
three.
crushed.
know what you did.
1 and 3.
Oh my god.
I don't even remember what I took last week.
Oh wait, no. Here's my favorite one. You were adamant on making it a crash crop, which it shouldn't have been. JB Holmes top 10. He missed the cut.
I know that was.
Try talking him out of that.
Wow, JB.
He missed the
Forgot I
cut.
did that one.
Belmont versus Austin P. That was a
You
brutal
know what?
one.
I got
You lost
screwed.
by a point.
Half a point.
I think it was
whatever
half a point.
Yeah, it was.
And the whole Rockets game.
And then you went head to head with him in Rockets.
Rocket
You
Man.
lost by half a point on that also. But
Rocket
you went
Man.
LRC. You didn't make it a cash crop, but you went LRC, at least in our farm group chat, on the
I
Coyotes.
made Coyotes cash crop, no?
No, you did, but not the LRC.
Oh,
I'm saying.
yeah.
And I tailed that. It was a beautiful win.
I've been heating up in hockey, and we got to start breaking down some hockey. I also have a hockey pick this for tomorrow night. So
All right.
same thing with Miles NBA. I'm feeling pretty good where I stand with on the ice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he's
You know, the
I'll tell you,
ice.
you earned my respect.
Anything with the ice, white, you know, ice.
So that puts him at 13-17 all time. That's 43%. It just keeps plummeting and plummeting.
I'm
and
the
plummeting.
host, for Christ's sakes.
But on the bright spot, at the farm of the week,
Yes, baby.
Molinari over Werenski. We couldn't decide. You kept calling him Dodo Molinari, which is his brother, but we still
he's the better
prevailed. Francesco Molinari.
Hey, you guys are welcome, by the way. I'll put a pat myself on the back even going 1 of 5. It was worth it for talking you guys out of Belmont that you both said you were in for tailing Eric, and I said there's no way.
I'm making it a crop.
I shook my head and said you don't want to. Yeah, I said you don't want to
I
tell.
was
It
definitely
was a
on
brutal
board.
loss either
Sounds
way,
like
just
that.
FYI.
And that makes it
Well,
7-0
good job,
though, right?
Good job,
No,
Farmer.
that's 6-0-1 at 100%.
Every now and then a squirrel finds a nut. Let's go.
On the week, 8-11. Can't be too comfortable with that. But all time, 75, 52, and 2. That's 59%.
So good.
I said if you're sitting around 60%, what do you got to complain about?
Yeah.
But let's turn that 59 into a 69. Nice.
Like the milkman has.
We got NFL. The Super Bowl's back.
Big,
Isn't that crazy?
Big.
Isn't
I
that
know. The
crazy?
season's
It's already the
over.
Super Bowl.
You know, COVID came and NFL did not budge.
COVID's
It's
still here.
Yeah.
Talk about the headlines for a potential Super Bowl. You got Patty Mahomes versus 43-year-old Tom Brady. Patty Mahomes' dad is 7 years older than Tom Brady.
That's wild.
Tom Brady, there's some crazy stats out there.
Could
Tom
be-
Brady is
could be
43 years
fair.
old. Steve Young was inducted into the Hall of Fame at age 42.
That's insane.
He's been to
Wild.
10 Super Bowls.
That's wild.
Insane.
He's been to 4 Super Bowls since Peyton Manning retired.
It's insane.
That's wild.
I'm just throwing
He's
these
the
off the
best.
brain. I've been listening all
He's
day,
the best of all time.
all week to just
I
all
saw
this
he almost
crap.
wore number 7 because he was chasing his 7th ring. But
This year, you're saying?
yeah, he
Yeah,
almost
he was
wore
gonna
number
change
7.
his number.
I saw that.
Yeah, for,
I wouldn't know. There's no way he would have ever done that for the TB12 brand.
Yeah, that's
He's
what
got
I
his
was
own-
No,
he
but
said
he
that.
said he almost.
he said he didn't care. It was all
Yeah.
about the 7th Super Bowl.
Like, who was it? Levante David was like crying.
No.
He's like, "What are you crying for? Like, we still have a Super Bowl to win.
Yeah.
Why are you
Crying
crying?"
of joy?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, you
I know, but,
double
like,
digit
the-
Super Bowl appearance.
The fact that he
that'll
just corrects
never-
him, like, I love that.
I mean,
shit.
unless Patty Mahomes wins this and just continues to go on a
And
run,
that's why
no
this
one's
game-
ever chasing double digit Super Bowl.
If there's one
appearances.
person I think it is Mahomes.
I did want to talk about this though, real quick. Of course, the double digit Super Bowl appearances is unbelievable, and yes, he's won 6 of them. It's crazy. But like the way people talk about Tom Brady versus how they talk about LeBron with the, like what I love
Oh,
to,
yeah, absolutely.
It's like it's almost sickening towards LeBron. He gets
They
no
bash
respect.
they bash LeBron. Everyone loves Michael Jordan because I don't think he's
But
ever
that-
lost in the finals.
No,
'cause
he's 6
on-
for 6. But at the end of the day, how many times did Michael Jordan not make it to the finals?
He got bounced.
What's
in the,
better? You getting bounced in the first or
LeBron,
second round, or
yeah.
making it to a finals and
LeBron,
losing?
I don't
What's
think
better?
LeBron's never got bounced
getting
in the
bounced?
first round, right?
I think all that matters is a ring, but I agree
Yeah.
with that.
All that matters at the end of the day is a ring, but when that's the topic of conversation, and that's what differentiates
I mean, it's
yourself from
just-
being the GOAT or being looked at as the GOAT. Like Tom Brady, of course, because of the actual rings itself, but even just saying that he's been to 10 Super Bowls, like everyone looks at him in such a positive light. But when it comes to LeBron, he makes a finals run.
Well-
it's not amazing that he's doing this, having an MVP caliber year
Right.
at age
What
36.
he-
That's not amazing.
I agree. What he's doing this year is absolutely
Oh, it's
unbelievable.
insane.
But a lot of people put asterisks next to him forming that big 3 and him making sure that he has talent around him. But you can argue the same thing for Tom Brady. But I want to say that New England Patriots team, especially the last couple years, it hasn't really been that great around Tom Brady.
Dude,
So
the guy chose to go to the Bucks.
Yeah, but
who were
Belichick-
under
It's just a
500.
completely
like-
different game.
But then it
though.
brings in the
It's hard to
Belichick.
compare.
Yeah, I know. Then
Right.
it brings in the
Yeah.
Belichick argument.
It's definitely tough.
I did hear a funny thing on the radio today. It was What do you think Bill Belichick's rooting for? Tom Brady to win or to lose?
I would say to lose.
No.
If he has
he's
any,
rooting for him.
I would say
He's
to
rooting
lose.
for him.
He's rooting for him
I don't
to
think
win.
so.
He gave him all of his success.
I mean, either way, you'll never know the answer to that
Well,
question.
what we
but-
do know is that the Chiefs are -3 this week. What do we
Is that where
like?
it's at still? 3?
Yeah, it's officially at 3 on my book.
So emotionally, I feel like you can't bet against Tom Brady. And on the other hand, it's like
I can't bet against Patrick
Pat
Mahomes.
Mahomes
Yeah, I thought you
hasn't, but
started
he hasn't
there.
beaten Tom Brady yet. You know what I'm saying in the playoffs, like.
I was gonna say it.
So now it's the Super Bowl. I got Tom Brady at home. This was.
I mean,
gonna have to-
we talked
I'm
about,
riding with
Yeah, we
Bucks.
talked about it last week. Like
I'm riding
Mahomes
with
in the
Bucks.
playoffs hasn't really played any quarterback that's better than him or like even like at the same level as him.
Tom Brady's really not that good at this age.
But he's got
stage in his
he's got the
career.
experience. This is the first playoff game for. Well, he lost to Brady a couple years ago, but he's back in the same spot. He's beat Josh Allen, Deshaun Watson,
gonna be a shootout.
Ryan Tannehill, and then he beat fucking Baker Mayfield.
It's
So
gonna be a shootout.
he really hasn't like proven because he obviously lost to Brady. He hasn't proven that he could do it. But if he gets by this week, I think the Chiefs and Mahomes could give him a run for his money to chase him down.
I'm not betting against Tom Brady personally. But
I don't have a.
All right, cash crops. Let's go. It's NFL.
So
We're back.
NFL cash crops. I guess I'll start us off. So this is a crazy prop that I saw. Brady over half a yard rushing.
No,
Minus
those are the worst
1-4.
because if
But
they
just
win,
listen.
then they have
But
to
just
kneel
listen.
at the end.
No, that doesn't take away from negative
Yes,
rushing
it
yards.
does.
You took over.
Are you
guys
stupid?
sure about that?
Do
Yeah,
you remember
see?
the worst week, like the worst beat ever in
Okay.
the last year's Super Bowl?
Matt-
Okay, regardless, I don't see it ending in a kneel. But I want to say this: how many
Way to
fourth
cover up there.
how many fourth and inches opportunities are there where you just go with the Brady sneak,
That's
right?
true. I really didn't think.
So that's
No,
that's-
that was a New England
So-
Patriots move.
He
Do you
does
see
it.
them
He
doing
did.
that on
He did-
Tampa?
He did against the Redskins.
at minus
the
140.
football team.
I'm gonna put a couple units on it. I'm gonna go with 2.
But when he
Brady-
gets
Brady
sacked,
over half a
No,
yard
not a
rushing.
sack. But
It's
if you
not a
kneel the
sack,
ball,
but if you
Yes,
kneel,
that's a rushing
See,
yard.
that's something that I
Or
didn't
if
really
you
think about.
if you like put yourself in a runner's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
position,
Right.
that's
But a
considered
sack,
rushing.
it doesn't
like
go
if
against
Cam,
you.
that's your only. Yeah,
it's weird. I don't know how they actually determine it officially, but like if Cam, let's
I
just
like
say,
that.
like,
I like that.
has the ball, but then he like tucks the ball and starts to run a little bit and gets
Another-
sacked, that's still considered.
So
a
if it's
rushing yard.
fourth and
weird.
inches and you get the first down, that counts as a yard.
yeah, no shit.
That's what I'm saying, and that's all it's gonna be. I don't think that there's gonna
It's
be
the-
any.
it's
other
Yeah,
the
he's not
kneeling.
gonna like scramble
So
around.
yeah, the
And in the
kneeling.
first
But I don't
half-
see the Super Bowl. I don't see it ending in a kneel. So, and
Alright.
if it does, that means the Bucks won.
There
which
has to be a,
I'll
that's
cash out.
so
So it's
there has to be a
win-win.
bet on that too.
So-
will it end in a knee?
Are we going
There's
one
a
at
bet
a
on
time,
that.
or do you want me to roll right into my second one?
If you have two,
Just roll.
So I have another one, which is the exact same thing for Patrick Mahomes. You know, Tampa Bay kind of plays a defense that kind of like plays a little bit off. I see Patrick Mahomes having a lot of time back there scrambling and running, and it's only I have it at 21.5. It's minus 140 as well. I'm
Also,
gonna put
like,
2 units
yeah.
on that as well.
Like
So
so
on the over,
on the over 21.5 for
they're
Patrick
missing-
Mahomes rushing yards. So we got over a half for Brady.
They
over
obviously
21
pressured
and a half for
Rodgers a
Mahomes.
bunch, so more pressure on him will allow him to.
And that's that secondary is going to be playing a little bit off him, especially
I think
with.
what I love about that bet the most is the fact that, and everything I'm hearing analytically is, first of all, we know Tampa's running game isn't very good. Or sorry, Chiefs' run game offense isn't very good, and Tampa has the best run D in the NFL. So they're going to throw the ball all game. They're going to be pulling a Bills offense where they're just going to throw the ball probably 40 times. So if he's got the ball in his hands that often, I can't hate
21 and a
that.
half? I
Yeah,
feel like you could do that on one play.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
He could.
He
I don't know.
could.
What do I know?
So I like that. I expect that number to
These
be
are
way high
props.
personally. But
There's a reason that the number is the way it is.
I'm waiting for a rebuttal from the farmer.
No, there's none. I was just waiting for you to stop talking.
That's a first.
I know, right?
No, what I was going to say for those at home that I mentioned like 7 minutes ago before he just went on a monster rant was that last year his over-under was 29.5 yards rushing. He had 44. And at the end of the game, he was not only going to kneel down, but they wanted to kneel it down where he was eating up clock and going back a few steps to take knees so that like all the clock ran out. And he ended up taking 3 knees for negative 15 yards and finishing on 29. So people had his over 29, feeling nice and happy. The last 3 plays of the game, Mahomes took negative 15 yards of
didn't even
kneels
know that.
and lost by some people are saying that's like the worst
I don't
beat
see Tom
I've
Brady
seen it.
running around
I've
the
seen it many
backfield,
times
though.
before where a knee
I don't see Tom Brady
ruins a
running around
routing
the
prop for a
backfield.
quarterback.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I know, but if he gets the 1 yard
And
that
you know
you
what?
think,
If
and he
he's
takes
not-
one
If he
knee,
gets 2 of them, and he
But
has 2
if
yards,
he's
then you
mean,
got
that
a
means
little
that Tampa
leeway.
Bay's winning, and I have Tampa Bay +3, so it's a win-win situation.
natural
Is that a
little hedge
cash
out
crop
of you.
also?
So
No, it is not.
craziest head I've ever heard in my life. I'm gonna take the Bucks.
No, it's not a hedge. It's just a justification.
It's a justification for it, but
Just in case Brady
a
goes.
half a yard.
That's
Come
the
on,
funniest
That's
thing
gonna
I've ever
mean
heard.
I like
a
that.
half a yard. I'm taking that shit all day.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
fucking
So
I expect you all.
All right,
to
Jared. Let's
Maybe
hit us,
about the
with, hit us
fun
with
pick.
some truth. This is our last chance to.
I know, makes me sick.
There's a lot less.
I'm gonna miss NFL. But yeah, last day in 10 North of Valencia. Sad.
Our
For
studio-
you watching at home, our studio is gonna change very soon. Last time in this place.
It will become more aesthetically pleasing, though. I promise.
Well,
Not this better than
can't
all the
become
beard I
more
take.
aesthetically pleasing when us four are in the camera.
Yeah,
Holy
that's true.
shit.
Good
That's
call.
why we're at the farm, because
I
we're
stand
hideous.
corrected.
So yeah, as I alluded to last week, I mean, I know the line. I've seen like again, we talked about last week, 3 like plus 100. I'm taking the Bucks plus 3.5. That's
Let's
my
go.
pick. And it makes that's why I was shaking my head during your handicap, because like I tend to like when I'm on the opposite side of you, because you're not the sharpest when it comes to the NFL. But in this situation, that
so fired
just
up
goes
right
to
now.
I mean, you have to. It's a great defense going against the Chiefs. I think it neutralized them a little bit. Obviously, I'm going to hate rooting against Mahomes, but it is what it is. I'm getting over a field goal and essentially a home game for the Bucks, and I have that offense, the veteran leadership of Brady, going against an atrocious. I mean, I want to say atrocious, but I don't think it's a very good defense
Right.
for KC. Right? As long as what's the best part of their defense? Chris Jones up the middle, and Tampa has like 3 Pro Bowlers on their O line and with a guard in the center. So I think I get them, and I mean, you just got to watch out for the Honey Badger. He's the one that's that took his pick 6 last week.
I was trying to
no.
find a prop that had him
Yeah, it's-
interception, but I
yeah.
couldn't find it. So
Yeah, it's
if
not gonna be
anybody
out
can
there.
find that
Yeah,
at
you
home,
might
take
find
it.
I'm like FanDuel and like those
Right.
bigger bucks.
Anything else?
I mean, I also a few leans. I don't know if I'd take them yet. I honestly haven't even looked, but I like Godwin's overs again, like I liked last week. I think he's going to feast on that team. I mean, Breland, he's the one I'm kind of worried about, so I wouldn't really touch Evans overs because I feel like he's going to be shadowing on the outside. But then, and also as I talked about last week, my little miscellaneous play, Cameron Brake, first touchdown. They drive down the field. Brake gets a little 3-yard.
can't make that a cash crop, but I like the concept.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just talking about what other things I like in this game. I'm not talking. So just one and done, my cash crop. Let's land it on a high note. And ideally, you just get, I don't know. I really don't even care who wins. So,
I saw the funniest quote from Cameron Braid. I'm hoping I can find it and pull it up real quick.
Well, in the meantime, I
Yeah,
got,
in the meantime,
I
you got
got
everything
one.
I'll find it.
Yeah,
You
I
got
got one. Obviously, expect expect the offenses to score a lot of points. I don't see a lot of field goals being attempted, and for sure, I don't think anybody's going to settle for a field goal when they get down to the red zone. So, shortest field goal of the game is set at 27.5. And I'm going to take over that. So hopefully there's no field goals.
What was it?
Shortest
27.5?
field goal over 27.
So it has to be longer than 27.
Correct. So if they basically
No
any team that
field
hugs
goal
the
could
red
be
zone,
under
I'm going to
27
bank on them.
yards.
I'm
Right,
not going
I
to settle
like
for the
that.
chip shot.
I'm writing that one.
And
I thought you were getting to under 3.5 field goals. That's what I thought you were going to go with.
No. I was thinking about over 47.5 field goals.
What are the
Over
odds
for
like
the
that?
longest field goal.
Regular, probably.
You know, 4 bed, 4 bath isn't that the kicker? He's going to.
No, Ryan Sucker.
To me, those are the same kickers.
Well, for that one, I just think like the game is going to be very heavily
like
for
that.
touchdowns.
That's
So when they
hilarious.
get to that part of the field, usually when you're on that part of the field, you're going to go for it. Even if it's 4th and 3, 4th and 4, it would have to be like a 4th and 10 or a penalty that backs them up. But I just don't see them settling for field goals that close to the red zone.
That's one of the sharpest handicaps
I
I've
know,
heard for
I'm
you.
actually-
Actually had some solid reason
I
there. I
never
like
even
that.
thought about that. That's a great idea.
Thank you. It's going to
Guess
lose
what?
them.
Yeah, that's a cheap call.
Can't wait to
First-
share it with the boys at work, pretend like I thought about it.
First drives, and they're going to fucking
Boys
settle
at
for
work
a
don't
chip
listen to
shot.
the pod.
No, you're gonna be great. Everyone's gonna
They
be going
do.
for a 4th down inside that time.
got
It's
some
come down to the end. The team's gonna be down 1. They just drive down to the 10, just
Yeah,
kick a
I think
field
the
goal,
game
game over.
winner.
Take anything else?
No, like he said, I don't really care about the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Sound like a
Well,
bitter.
all right. I had to just pull up the Cameron Brake quote because it made me like kind of giggle a little bit. But they asked him about Gronk, and they said he describes it perfectly. Quote: "He's not a funny guy per se. He's just really funny to be around. He'll say something that's not funny at all, and he'll just start cracking up at his own joke. You're not really laughing at what he said. You're just laughing at his laugh." I just thought that was.
I could see
hilarious.
that, yeah.
Like that's like what a description of Gronk.
Or I thought, honestly, what he also was trying to say is he's just laughing at him being how dumb he is. But
Yeah,
he couldn't tell that to a reporter.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds like a girl we know.
All right. Well, you know what? I mean, it's only right that we do a podcast where there's got to be some conflict. So I'm taking the Chiefs -3. I didn't
Let's
have the
go.
3.5. I had the 3. I love the Chiefs. I don't need to give analytical reasons. I've done that shit all year long. I think Patty Mahomes is the truth. I think he's the future. I think that there's no offense with more weapons. And, I think their defense is actually going to be a big problem for Tom. Tom really hasn't been that good in the postseason. They're winning games. Their defense has stepped up. It's impressive. But who do I trust more? All right, that's a weird way to word it. In 2021, who do I trust more? Patty Mahomes against a decent defense than I do Tom Brady versus a good defense.
I love it. Last time you gave that exact same handicap against it with the Chiefs was against the Browns when we crossfired, and I got the cover. So I'm feeling good about it again. That's a second.
Right, whatever.
No, but normally you're the one that keeps your analytical. No, but normally
it's
fair.
It's
But
not a teaser. There's no lock here, but I like the Chiefs. That's all. I mean, like I said, I'm not going analytical. I just like the Chiefs, and I'm gonna bet on them because I'm fucking rooting for them. That's how gamblers fucking gamble sometimes.
Absolutely.
Not the first time, not the last. So that's the Super Bowl. We'll probably talk a lot more about it next week when things get a little bit deeper. I would have taken a lot more player props. I have not had time to dive into it with golf and NBA and so many red cards to throw around and shit. So I'll be diving deep into some NFL player props, but like actual player props, not fucking field goal player props. But let's talk about some NBA, Miles, because I actually had a lot I wanted to talk about just in general, like the landscape of the NBA. It's just, I think it's so entertaining at the moment. Did you watch the game? We're recording on a Wednesday. On Tuesday night, the Nets game with Clippers last night was fucking awesome.
It was amazing. What James Harden has been doing, go from the leading scorer in the NBA.
He couldn't even shoot
to now
last
you're
night.
averaging the most assists in the league.
He was 0 for 6 from 3.
That's
He was
what I'm
terrible.
saying. But the fact that you can change your game to becoming an assist man now,
It's called passing the ball to Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving,
Okay,
and
but
then just
it's
yeah,
not just
Kyrie
basic
dropped
chest
39.
passes.
Dude, the
These
Nets
are
are the
dimes
worst
he's dropping
defense I
to
hate them.
DeAndre Jordan down
Doesn't
down
matter.
The Nets
low.
are a joke.
Dude, he is.
NBA is a sport where
I
offense
couldn't
beats
disagree
defense.
with you more.
Yeah?
The Nets are going to win the Eastern Conference.
No, they're not.
100%.
Yes, they are.
1,000%. Dude, the fact that James
Can't play
Harden,
defense.
the scoring champ for forever, is now
So who's
changed
gonna win?
his game.
Who's gonna win these?
Anyone but them.
Who?
Come on, Eric. You have
The
to
only
have
two teams you could even name are Milwaukee or Boston because every
Milwaukee
other team
would take
isn't even
them.
on the same
they're not.
level.
Milwaukee,
of the
Milwaukee
Nets.
will take
Dude,
them.
the Nets are unbelievable.
Boston would probably beat them.
Dude, think about how early it is for the
I
Nets.
love
They
the
just
Nets.
started, all three of them just started
They gave
playing together.
148 points to the fucking Washington Wizards.
Probably scored 155.
Kyrie actually
No, they
looks
lost.
like he's enjoying playing basketball for the first time in a
Can't
long
win. You
time.
can't, okay, maybe they win the East is a joke,
This
but
team is very
Alright.
scary.
I'm not
Very
buying it. I'm not buying
Crossfire.
it. I'm not buying it.
I'm buying.
I'm buying
completely.
it 100%. They're
I've-
definitely
Say something.
They're definitely.
I can't get awarded with this one tonight.
I love it.
But moral of the story, I mean, sorry, Eric, I'm against you on this one. The Nets just,
bad.
unless
Are
like
you kidding me?
that team's too good. And it's not even that, right? Normally in big threes, when you looked at the Heat, like your fourth
couldn't-
best player is Carlos Arroyo. Now they have Joe Harris.
Yeah.
They have DeAndre
Who
Jordan.
goes overlooked all the
That's,
time.
that's my point.
Exactly.
But
3
I'm
points.
saying he's a
have to
good
play-
player.
they
Like
have
he's
to
a
play
guy
some
that complements that
defense.
team
Exactly.
beautifully.
He'd be
And
perfect on the Heat.
yeah, but again, no team in the East really scares me. I mean,
Luwalu Cabarro.
everyone
The
here
West-
ripping me one of the first episodes of taking the Heat under this
Yeah,
team.
no,
I think
You're
it's already
sharp.
cashed.
You're sharp.
I think it's already cashed 19 games
still
in. This
looking good
team's
on
so
that.
Although you
bad.
couldn't foresee Jimmy Butler getting COVID, but still, you're
whole
sharp.
part-
I don't
point
even
of the-
think that has anything to do with
it's
it.
whole-
They still would have been
it's all
on
part of
the
the
Still
hand.
should be good with the Nets.
Right.
Still feel good.
Another team
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
impressing me
it's a lot of
the most
wins.
is-
There's a lot of way to go.
Huh? They're like 10-8 or 11-8 now. I don't know. 11-7.
They're on a
Another
heater
team
right
that
now.
impresses me in the West is Utah Jazz. Like I
You
think
talked
I
about it
remember
last
that.
week
Yeah, yeah.
already.
So that is actually like one of my picks that I have. It is a cash crop. I'm sorry, it is a cash crop. This is tomorrow night. They're playing the Hawks. The Hawks are with DeAndre Hunter and Bogdan Bogdanovic.
He's-
What's the spread?
It's -7 Utah. I think they're gonna win by double digits.
Where's the game at?
Wow.
It's in Atlanta, but I don't think that matters.
Hawks. The
It's-
Hawks may have the best
Dude,
roster
they're
for
like 7
that
on the
plays
road?
so fucking bad. They're so bad.
They're winning that one.
Honestly, Utah's gonna win by double digits, and I wish that was a bet you could take. And then I also
Wait, why can't you take it?
No, you're
that they're
saying
gonna win by double digits. I don't think
you could take an alt line or something, but
You can take
I mean,
alternate
maybe.
lines.
I don't know. I'm also gonna fade Houston. I know they were my cash crop last week. I'm gonna fade them this week. They're playing Memphis. Memphis is
Yeah,
at
I looked
home.
at that one.
The only person that's out for Memphis is Valanciunas, which is obviously a big miss. But their guards are just Dylan Brooks is playing amazing.
Nah, they got this dude Xavier Tillman.
I'm just saying though, like their best
Replacing him,
big
he's been
man is
nasty.
gone.
I've been riding him in DraftKings. He's been
Have
nuts.
you been?
Yeah,
I need to start
Xavier
doing some
Tillman,
more
I think is his
DraftKings.
name.
But
What's the
John
spread?
John Wall's date. It's -1. It's basically
Can you
pick
fucking
them.
say the spread every time for fuck's sake?
Memphis
Nobody wants to know who you like. Just tell us the spread.
Memphis
a betting podcast.
ML means money line. I'm also gonna take them, so that's a double whammy.
Do you want 2 cash crops here? Money line and +1?
That is correct, sir.
It's basically one. It's basically 2 bets.
Yeah. No, well, I'm saying -1. It's basically a pick 'em, you know. Houston, John Wall right now is day to day. I'm not 100% sure if he's going to be out tomorrow. I don't think it matters. Houston is actually on a 6-game winning streak right now, and I expect that to end. I was a Rocket man last week. I am no longer a Rocket man. I'm on Memphis -1.
The problem, like the only luxury of betting against Houston is you never know what they're gonna do with their roster.
Right.
Like John Wall could sit on any given night, or
Right.
defense.
But he's
could
day to
sit.
day right
But the
now.
one thing to Eric's point too, and I just bringing up Houston, I saw that since they've traded Harden, Houston now is the #1 team in defense.
Yeah, I saw
Since
that.
he's been traded,
And,
so it's like.
and whatever, Brooklyn's probably the worst defensive team.
Yeah, no, I saw
Brooklyn's
Brooklyn's
playing
overs this
amazing.
year. I mean, obviously because
Dude.
he's only played there 5 games,
Kevin
but they're like
Durant.
19-6 the over this
I
year.
can go all day.
Brooklyn
Brooklyn
is
games.
so fucking good.
Yeah, they're great to watch and they're fun.
So let's just make that clear. Memphis -1,
I
Utah
got it.
-7, both
No,
cash crops.
wait, what the fuck? You
I
said
said
Memphis was +1.
No, Memphis is -1. Also money line. Why are you guys laughing? Memphis
Because
-1,
Utah's so
also
good.
money line.
All right, are you done?
Utah -7. Those are both cash crops.
Well, I did want to talk a little bit more NBA, but we did take a long time. But I
Okay,
did
well, I
just
just
want
wanted
to
to
talk.
make those very clear.
I did just want to talk about the Heat for a little bit,
We
just
can talk about
briefly.
the Heat.
Sharp.
You're sharp. You
Didn't
called.
I-
You called this,
I
dude.
talked
You
about
called
Max
Jimmy
Strus.
missing 13 games.
It's all part of the plan.
Really, and how many games have they lost when he's been playing? I mean, it's not like they've been much better.
I knew that he had that in him.
They've been better when Max Strus is the best player on the team getting the ball the entire game. He's a
The
dog.
Struce is loose.
Yeah.
Dumb people talking about trade Duncan for an All-Star and keep him as your Duncan. I'm like, absolutely not.
Absolutely.
At first, I
Give him the Max Strus. Super Max him, baby.
love
Let's
that.
go.
Let's
No, honestly, at first I was very opposed to trading Duncan, and I've actually
I don't want
gotten
to.
swayed that it might be the best idea because give it a year or two. He's already 26 years old. It's not like he's on a spring chicken, you know.
Spring chicken.
Like
Yeah, and
they're
then you're
gonna
gonna
have to pay him, and he's gonna
Exactly.
be demanding like $20 million a
He can't
year.
play defense.
This team, if we're gonna add some like
You
some
need that
serious
guy, though.
pieces, he cannot be. I don't know how you make him. It's gonna be tough.
You
read
need that
recently
shooter,
you
though.
could- That they
You
can
need
pay
him.
him 15 to 20, but their qualifying hour was 4.7. That will be count against the cap.
Right.
So
So,
if you get
producer
but-
producer jumps in. If they pay him anywhere between $15 and $20 million, it's going to count against, or the majority
Good
of
for
it
him
is
if
going
he
to
gets
count
that.
against our cap, our hard cap, which is not going to be ideal. So I
That's not
just
what Andy Ellisberg likes whatsoever. That
see how
luxury
much-
tax.
yeah no that's
How much different we are with Jimmy in the lineup? Obviously, it's only been
Yeah,
2
we're
games, but it's like a completely
I just
different
don't.
team.
But why the fuck are we so bad right now?
Yeah.
the
What are
same
you gonna do
team.
when Brooklyn has to play the Heat in the first
'Cause
round?
this was-
The Heat are the
this
eighth
comes-
seed.
Sweep us.
No chance.
This also comes into my whole handicap, though. It's that this whole team, they just battled their ass off for 100 days inside a bubble, and they had a couple months off, and had to come back out and try to play up to the same level. And they don't care about. Luckily, I saw.
Do that.
Yeah.
Why
Guess
would
it's
he do that?
because he's an idiot, and that's why.
That is the worm, and he just gave
No,
a fuck. at
fucking
me.
idiot.
Wait, I
Luckily, I was looking at you talking, and I saw him running up, so I didn't
It's
freak
like a
out.
dumb decision.
But
he didn't
No,
think about it.
going back to my point though is that they only had a few months off, and now they have to come back out and try to play at the same level, which they don't care to play this regular season now. They just put their heart and soul into this whole damn playoff bubble in the finals. So they're gonna naturally you just take your foot off the gas pedal a little bit, unless like the only person that doesn't do that after a long run is LeBron James. That's because he's not a human being. He's an
Yeah,
alien.
he's-
He's an extraterrestrial. Like
he's
for
on
some
Mars.
reason he can still just play whatever.
he's
But
born on
for
Mars.
everyone else, I mean that's just typically not the case. Like what they did the other night, like Jimmy's going off saying, "Give me the fucking ball," and with 2 minutes left, they're up 10, and they blow that lead and lose in overtime.
he
Like,
missed a
Jimmy
game
was
winner.
accountable for.
He missed a game
almost
where he
all
had
of that.
14 seconds and
He
decided
said,
to
"Dumbass,
sit,
let's
sit
take
and
the
shoot
ball
a
to the
three.
fucking
He's not
rack.
a three-point shooter.
Take that ball to the rack.
Get
Get
to the
fouled.
rim. I hated
Also,
that.
that's on Spoelstra a little bit. Nothing. Whenever you're up 3 with
Call
10
the
seconds
timeout.
left, no, you foul. Even before they hit the 3, foul.
Okay.
Make them earn it on the free throw. Like, make them get a stop, whatever, foul you, hit your free throws.
Right.
I always think in today's NBA where everyone hits fucking threes, you always foul.
One last thing in the NBA, and we'll make it brief.
I have another thing. To say.
No, we gotta wrap up
Well,
NBA.
it's one thing that
but
needs to be said.
you saw these reports coming out. Bradley Beal like wants to stay in Washington, and
They had
he doesn't
one
like
good
the
game.
image that he's getting.
Right.
First of all, what the fuck do you want to? What are you trying to do there?
Because Russell Wilson probably had a stern.
Like,
talk.
what are you trying to do there? I don't understand. Their teams, they're trash.
Can we just mention one small thing?
Like-
LaMelo Ball, Eastern Conference Player of the Month. If you had it at plus 400, you're
Yeah,
sharp.
it's pretty
If you
easy
didn't, you
to
made
do
it.
that when their point guard and Terry
okay.
Rozier isn't playing.
Yeah, but
Congrats.
that's like last week that just happened.
He hasn't even been that good. Anthony Edwards is
Do
on
you
the
guys,
way
do you
up.
guys think LaMelo is
Anthony
better
Edwards
than you
is
thought?
nice.
Or is,
Edwards is looking pretty good. So
He's also getting a lot of minutes
do
because
you guys like LaMelo the way he plays, or how do you feel about his
Are we
game?
talking about how Mike Tirico
think he
calls
plays-
NHL hockey now?
works for NBC. He's always called.
Fine, I've never seen him call one game.
What does that have to do with what we're
Yeah,
talking
Behind
exactly.
you, and I'm fired up for Mike Tirico.
Oh my God, Eric.
All right, you're done talking
Thank
for the
you
next
for
5
your
minutes.
input.
Mute his
I
mic,
just wanted
please.
to
All
talk
right,
about
no,
something.
we're-
We
let's-
talked about the first week. We took a.
All right, I'm done
a
with
season
LaMelo
on.
Ball.
You,
We
you
talked
can't
about
bring this up every other week when we
Let's
talk
just
about
ask you
NBA.
guys what you thought. That was
All right.
it. Nobody wanted to
It's the
comment.
same thing I've always thought. Guy shoots 35%. He's going to get rebounds and assists and have a lot of
It's a
turnovers.
perfect transition into red card of the week after what Eric just did. That's my first red card of the week, without a doubt. Red card of the week. I can't really see ya. Can't believe you just interrupted with fucking.
Mike Tirico is a legend.
Called the hockey.
I could have waited.
I have no further comments.
But
Move on.
I'll go right into my true red card of the week was the this one actually was hilarious. The 25-year-old dumb blonde bitch that was talking shit to LeBron James.
Wait, the 25-year-old.
Courtside Karen.
If she's 25, I'm
Looks like
fucking
she's 30.
18.
Courtside Karen. She was so just for anybody that didn't get to see it, but
shit too.
basically they were just talking shit to LeBron courtside because her husband, who's in his 50s, that was the funniest part. She's 25 and he's in his 50s, he's a
Of course.
millionaire.
You see what she
and
looks like?
he was talking shit to LeBron. He's a Hawks
Looks like
fan.
Paulina.
And apparently they have a long history of the guy hating LeBron, and LeBron was just like, LeBron was like, sit your bitch ass down.
Just got mad.
And she thought that he was calling him a bitch, and then went into the press saying that she called him a bitch when he was just saying sit your bitch ass down to the husband. It's like she is dumb bitch.
What a
First of all,
miscommunication.
it's an automatic red card. Like honestly, I would have been okay with him and not giving him anything if he just called her a straight up bitch. Like shut the fuck up. And she took her mask off when you're like one of like 50 or maybe I don't know how many people were in the stadium, but you're sitting courtside where all the players and refs are. You can't take your fucking mask off. It's an automatic red card.
You didn't even say-
courtside Karen.
You didn't even say the biggest reason why that was a red card for courtside Karen. That whole face that's just made out of plastic. Those lips, those eyebrows, the makeup, everything. Just
It's like
get outta
every
here.
mom we grew up with in Weston. Not gonna say any names,
I was gonna say,
but we all know who we're
thinking.
thinking.
There's a few.
All right, what's your red card, Miles?
So my red card goes to.
I know you won't shut the fuck up anyways tonight, so keep it going, baby.
No, I'm proud of him.
I'm cool with
Came-
it.
Came
Right.
out of his shell tonight. Oh,
I would say at least I'm consistent, but this is not consistent with me. So mine goes to Johnny Footballs, none other than Johnny Manziel. So last week,
Hold on, Jared. Johnny Manziel. Is that true?
Johnny Manziel from
Facts. Texas A&M,
I have no idea what he's talking about.
bro. The Sunday thing with our boy Caleb.
Oh,
That's how he starts
okay,
it. He's
okay,
like Johnny
yes.
Manziel.
He's funny.
Is that true? And he's like facts.
So Johnny Manziel was flown by one of my buddies in the office, Jets.com, at Sky Miles.
Whoa,
Johnny-
last time you do that. No sponsors yet, all right?
So Johnny Manziel was flown by one of my buddies last week. He's obviously doing some drugs in the plane with some of his boys.
Obvious.
Rips out
Alleged.
the tray table out of the fucking thing while they're blowing lines with the pilot right there. Then decides to smoke a blunt, gets like a smoking fee, a whole destruction fee. Ended up having to pay double what he paid for the flight because he ripped that shit off. Mind you, in 2 weeks from now, this dude is starting in the fan-controlled football league by the team called the Zappers. And I get it, he was playing
Bob
tournament.
Menery, yeah.
Bob Menery's own the Zappers. So red card, Johnny
owns
Manziel,
it?
you fucking moron.
Does your buddy get like the commission for that fine, or it goes straight to the company?
No, I go straight to the
Ah,
pilot.
okay.
He got the commission for the flight, but that was it. I know.
Speaking of getting zapped, after
question.
the red cards, I got
question.
something to bring
But
up
how
as well.
dumb are you? Like,
Yeah.
you're a fucking public figure. Why are you doing that shit? The pilot literally said verbatim he had coke strength. I thought that was hilarious.
See that?
Apparently, you guys don't. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, I get it. I guess sometimes you got to be there, even though you weren't there. But some stories can be embellished. My red card of the week
was not.
it's very simple, and it comes. I told you I got it on Thursday. It goes to Matt Wolf, you asshole. Took him last week, 50-1. First day of the tournament, Thursday, goes out there, shoots +7, and says, "Oh yeah, I had a hand injury. I just tried fighting through it." Like, hey asshole, why don't you say that on like Tuesday and Wednesday? Like, give people heads up. Like, hey, I may suck. I'll lay off you, and instead I'll go to the one guy who just missed my card, Patrick Reed. Wow, that would have been a big difference. So fuck you, Matt Wolf.
Not only that, but he's playing this week.
I know.
That was a big
I
hand
don't
injury.
understand. I thought it was like when, after his press. I thought it was gonna be out for at least like a month.
Well, apparently it was a blister. Like, I guess you can, those the baseball pitchers, they just
I-
roll it out. It's gone after 6
I missed
days.
the start for a blister and shit.
And I'll probably do it again this week. So.
Exactly. You missed the start. He's about to play.
Yeah, but it was on my fucking pitching finger that like controls
He's a
everything.
golfer that controls everything in your hand.
Also, he pitched over a decade ago. Technology's changed. You're gonna rub something on there. It's gonna be fine. It's
exactly.
gone. Like,
Yeah, I just wanted to spend a second or two just talking about my birthday last week. God, what a shit show that was.
Great time.
Got a room,
Great
at the,
time.
got a room at the Hard Rock. Had the boys all over. Stayed the whole day. Went to the pool. It was so fucked up. Everybody showed up. We were at the casino. I got hot as fuck. What a birthday heater I went on. It was
Heater.
unbelievable.
beauty.
And everybody came. We went to a nice dinner at Hard Rock Cafe, which is wonderful. Jared somehow stayed up all night long, never went to sleep, woke up, or didn't wake up, I should say, Sunday. And
Nope.
what the fuck did you do on Sunday?
Well, first off, my brother only turns 27 once, right? And I'm not gonna pull an all-nighter. Like,
Only
there's
one
this old saying, "Have a day." Why not?
Why
And
not?
And I didn't only have a day.
Have
I had
days.
I had days that
Days.
turned into a day. So let me just talk about how my day ended, though. I was down there playing blackjack on a nice run, and at Hard Rock, though, also you got to keep in mind the one thing that kept me going was that I think from 3 to 8 they cut off you can't drink.
Drink, yeah.
So I'm sitting there, I'm
Yeah.
drinking waters, I'm
Yeah,
getting nice
I
and
know.
sober, I'm having a good time, and then it becomes 8. I had a couple more beers, and then like a sicko, I was the one that ordered it at 8. Actually, every other sicko at the table was doing the same thing. But how my day ends is they say, oh, we got to clear the chips, or we got to clean the chips. So you have 3 more hands. So then the last hand comes, and I was like, you know what? I was like doing well, so I put $140 on it, and I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's have a good day. So what do I get at 8-8? And the dealer shows a 3. So I was like, of course I'm splitting here, but damn it, of course the one hand where I'm just gonna put 140
It's a
split.
brutal split.
What do I get on the next card for the first 8? A 2. It's like,
Double.
got a double. Go, get a 10. So get 20.
Nice.
Next card flips over, a queen. So I got 20, I got 18.
you're golden.
Gets a 3.
Dealer's got a 3. Flips over, and again, now since I've now split and doubled down, I think I got about 520 on this hand. So the dealer, or sorry, 420. God, I'm supposed to be the mathematician here. Dealer flips over a 10. So 13. Flips over a 2. Flips over a 6.
Oh my god.
Night.
That's how it usually ends.
And I mean, my odds in that situation, at worst, to like push one of the hand that I had the most on too, because
Yeah,
so when I
yeah,
doubled
yeah.
down on, I was like 20, like okay, I'll take a split there and lose the other one. Nope. And that's it. I was like, you know what? That'll be the perfect last hand of my
brutal.
day/days.
Gamblers
So-
gamble.
Yeah.
I went on a heater.
So that's the bad beat of the week, in my opinion. Hey, Scott Van Pelt, I know you're watching because you always been your texts say don't say anything about you, but sorry, I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna get that on your show, all right? Come on, bad beat.
Bad beat.
Did you watch Bad Beats on Monday, by the way? I saw the worst Bad Beat I've ever even witnessed in my life. I forgot what team it was, but it was, team total was like 67.5 points. The team had 66 points with like 8 minutes left in the game and didn't score another point the
That's
rest of the
been
game.
college basketball,
Huh?
for sure.
It was college hoops, yeah.
Pretty epic.
I've never seen that in my life.
That's
But-
wild. Well, I appreciate y'all coming. Thank you guys. I only turned 27 once, so
Well, just
But-
a little flyer. You know, we got some big birthdays coming around the corner. You know,
That's
Jared
right.
Plotnick, 23 years old on the
not only
23rd.
that, we got the worm.
Did you just say 23 years old on
On
the
the
23rd?
23rd, you're turning 28 years, 30 years old.
Oh my god! And he doubled
what
down on it
Jesus.
too. Oh my god!
We got big birthday plans. We're gonna take this shit show to Myrtle Beach.
Let's
We're
go.
gonna lock
So
that
down.
in.
So down.
Check your phones. We'll have some more information for
Yeah.
Do
you.
they have any casinos in
So-
Myrtle?
Yes, they do, of course. You can change the state, but you can't change the result. Probably be losers.
I'm gonna have to hit up Dusters Johnson and see where there is to go there.
They have
Is
good
that
golf.
Coastal
there.
Carolina?
Don't they play in South Carolina around that time?
They have good golf there for
A
sure.
little golf tournament?
Can we
Harbor-
get
around that
No,
time.
they
Harbortown?
but they already played that tournament earlier.
Harbortown.
Oh no, the schedule changes though,
What-
especially
what's
this
the date
Yeah,
on
but
that?
that's Hilton head.
We might have to take our talents to
Yeah.
Newport Beach.
All right. Well, either way, let's get into golf now that we're talking about it. So
Let's go.
Last week we had the Farmers Insurance Open.
We are farmers.
Bum.
As we talked about, Jared said on the pod, I even re-listened, he was debating between taking Hideki or Patrick Reed, and of course Patrick Reed comes out to. So speaking of golf, last week the Farmers Insurance Open, unbeknownst to Jared, when he decided that he wanted to take Hideki to tail his brother, because I said I was taking Hideki, and he was debating Hideki or Patrick Reed. He decided to go with Hideki, and Patrick Reed decides to come out and dominate the entire field.
And in true sheep fashion, since he didn't want to take Patrick Reed, I said, you know what? Let me take Patrick Reed and cha-ching, cha-ching.
Wow.
That's two out of three.
That's
2 out of 3 tournaments.
It's always nice when you take winners and don't tell anybody on the podcast or any of the followers.
Well, I
who you're
assume,
taking.
like,
much appreciated to
I
everybody.
assume Jerry would definitely take Patrick Reed still, like, for
Hey,
something.
I took him in matchups at least, so that made me feel a little bit better.
Thought I did, but
But
I don't know.
either way, let's jump right. So,
I'm still sick about
actually,
that.
before we jump into a little bit of the one and done, Patrick Reed, obviously, it was a really interesting tournament for anybody that got to tune in. Patrick Reed had a very controversial rules decision on Saturday. So basically, just for everybody out there, what happened was he hit a ball and he didn't know where it went, and they didn't see really the way it works in golf. It's very tricky, and his ball, nobody saw his ball bounce. When he got to his ball, he was stuck in what they call, like, I don't know,
An embedded lie, which is like the ball's a little bit in the ground.
It's like too far. It's like in a hole basically where you would typically get relief. However, he was able, like, typically if that did happen, then he was able to get relief. But he walked up to his ball and he immediately marked it, and then he marked it and then he called a rules official. Usually, if you see an embedded lie, you would think, you didn't see the ball bounce, because he said afterwards that he asked all of his playing partners, "Did you see the ball bounce?" And they all said, "I didn't see anything." So typically, you'd wait for the rules official to show up, but he marked his ball first, then asked for a rules official. That was the part that I found a little odd. And he even said afterwards that he would typically do that. I mean, nobody would typically do that. Could you imagine, like, wanting to get a free lie?
Yeah.
But in your PGA Tour Pro, wanting to get a free line, not asking for a rules official first, but just like marking your ball so that no matter what, when you put the ball back, you're gonna have a better line no matter what. So that was the controversial part. But either way, he did say that and I love Patrick Reed.
I love Patrick Reed.
He's Captain America. Yeah. I just think he's good. He's
shot a
He's the Dark Knight. He's the guy that
Dude, he followed up that Sunday with a beautiful round. Like,
nobody would have played better in that position than Patrick Reed. Yeah. He lives for that shit. So he came out and won anyways.
It just sucks he gets a bad rap.
Yeah,
I'm still a fan.
I mean, he's earned it, to be honest. He's known somewhat as a cheater. But he embraces it, but he does embrace it, so I give him that.
He's a closer, man. No one closes when they have a 54-hole lead like Patrick Reed. Yeah, it's over when he's up.
Yeah, it's tricky. So
he's won 9. I think that was his 9th or 10th win on the tour. He's not that
beast.
old.
He wins like once a year. That's what the great
DJ did. Yeah.
All right, so one and done last week. Jared he already gave him a red card. Matt Wolf, miscut.
Took his ass
to the first round. So that's 0-0 double.
Should have hedged with Patrick Reed at least.
Eric did a flag plant on JB Holmes on top 10.
A flag plant.
Said he was sprinkling money on him money line, and JB Holmes missed the cut outright. So
it's all right, Patrick Reed bailed me
$0. Miles said he was taking Ricky Fowler. Do you remember your reasoning?
Yeah, because Ryan Lattis and I were playing on the Tour Legends. Ryan Lattis and I were playing on the Tour Legends on 17. Ryan Lattis used a Ricky Fowler ball that he could not find because we fucking choked.
It's because the Ricky Fowler ball.
Wait, so I don't even know the answer to this question.
Matt Wolf uses the same ball.
And what did Ricky Fowler do this past weekend?
He finished T53.
Yeah. Thank you.
T53.
Wait, so you're celebrating the guy you took for a reason?
I'm celebrating a fucking made cut. That's it. Because Jim Herman, obviously Donald Trump didn't get in his ear because he choked.
I took Hideki.
I'll take a cut. I'll take it.
I flag planted on Hideki also, and he also finished T53. So as we sit in the standings, that was my first time making money this year through 4 weeks. One and done, and I only made $17,000, so I'm in dead last. Miles at $217,000, Eric at $336, and Jared at $448. Okay. Sitting pretty.
Got a little race.
But this week we move on to the Waste Management Phoenix Open at TPC Scottsdale. We prefaced this a little bit already, but we've all been to Scottsdale for Eric's bachelor party, so we know the area. But TPC Scottsdale is a 7,200-yard course, par 71, played on Bermuda grass. Just to give an idea of some of the previous winners here, last year's winner was Webb Simpson at -17.
We got fucked last year. That's when we had Finau, I think.
They went into a playoff.
Yeah, we had Finau. He had like a 2-shot lead
playoff
with 2 holes left, and he choked.
Then they went to a playoff.
We had Finau. I remember.
We had Finau.
All
right.
2019. Whenever me and Eric are on the same side.
2019 was Ricky Fowler, also at -17. Gary Woodland, 2018 at -18, and then Hideki won back-to-back, and Brooks Koepka actually won. So those are some studs right there that have won this tournament.
God, I like so many guys.
So I'll
this
give a
week.
quick course breakdown. It's known as one of the most fun events on the tour calendar, as Eric alluded to. Typically, they have 210,000 fans in attendance, and the par 3 16th hole is known as the party hole. But this year, there's only going to be 5,000 fans each day.
What?
So from 210 to 5,000. So I don't know how much of a party it's going to be. It's going to play a lot different without the vibes of all the fans. And they also took down a lot of the grandstands, so it's going to make the course a little bit harder. So typically the grandstands may hug the greens or hug the fairways. Now you're not going to have that capability anymore. As we all know from watching this course and watching this tournament over and over, the long hitters tend to hit bigger. They tend to hit more drivers here because it's a little bit more open, and at similar yardages at other courses, they would never hit drivers. So you'll see a lot of the bombers have a lot more advantages this week. You don't need to be that accurate with the driver, though. It's not very, very big rough. There's 70 bunkers and 3 water hazards that come into play on only 6 of the holes. So you won't see people, necessarily going OB too often. I know one of the more infamous ones is right after that par 3 on the 16th hole. The par 4. The 17th is a drivable par, and there's water on the left side, so you see a lot of people dropping there. We even saw Jared. You'll remember this. Ollie Schneider-Jans had a putt from on the green for eagle, and he putted it into the water.
Remember that.
So it's a tough green basically to put on in general.
And 18's tough to have the water up the side.
So but there's not that many crazy holes that with a lot of hazards in play. As always, the approach is the key here, as is every week. Duh. And as I mentioned with the winners that have previously won here, the studs tend to win or contend here. The top players in the field this week are going to be Rahm is the outright favorite, Rory, Xander, JT. So it's pretty star-studded.
Rory never plays here.
Rory's never played here
Jason
before.
Day's in this field. Never. I don't think he's ever played. You get some. I like that.
JT, Webb, your previous winner, Hideki, and Berger. Those are really round up your studs. And then after that, there's a little bit of a drop off, and then you've got that range. But let's get straight into some winners and kind of run through this. I'm going to pass it over to, as this is Golf Picks with the Blotniks. Jared, what are you taking this week?
Ooh, so let me start off, I guess. Now, I'm still a little shook from last week, so you may want to lay off. Or maybe my best comes out right after I get pissed. I mean, that was my tournament, the Farmers Insurance Open. And I had the dude, and God, I hope Matt Wolff gets hit by a bus. But I'm going to start off this week with someone at 50-1 that maybe no one would take, and his name is Matt Wolff.
Wow.
Sometimes you just got to go back to the guy you hate.
A red card?
Of course. But what do I guys always talk about? A short memory. You're giving me this. I got the same handicap as last week. Short number. This guy at 50-1. Look, like I told you, they came out with some interesting things. They're going to put something. You guys watch Replacements when they had Clifford Hamilton and Franklin couldn't catch the ball. They just put
Twinkies.
Yeah, they're going to put that kind of stuff on Matt Wolff's hand. Be able to grip that club, do his little shake and bake, and make his way to victory. 50-1.
His little shake.
Matt Wolff, look, I'm a masochist. I like pain, and you got the pain last week. He's already done it to me. It can't hurt me again. 50-1.
He fits this course perfectly to his game. It really does. In my models, he was popping up on everywhere. He's a bomber off the tee.
I love it.
He's a bomber off the tee. However, what's crazy about him is that he really hasn't been great off the tee or on his. Oh no, he's been crushing his approaches even with a fucked up hand, but he hasn't been good off the tee. But the best part of his game is off the tee, so you got to think regression to the mean. So I really don't mind that play whatsoever.
Yeah, I kind of hate it, but value-wise, I saw the 50, and I got to stick to my guns. I always preach this on. Everyone's like, oh, why do you always pick against your teams? It's not against that. I'm taking the value. I'm going to find the value. You forget what happened to you yesterday. Step back up to the plate. Let it rip.
Yeah, it's a tricky tournament because it's so star-studded that the top 5 are 14-1 or better, so you got to either find value in the higher numbers, which I'm sure we'll talk about soon.
Well, I think I'm perfectly set up to come in on this one with a value pick. I got Bubba Watson, 45-1.
The porch is back.
Let's go, baby.
I got Bubba also.
Good old Bubba. This is his time of the year. Riviera right around the corner. He always competes there. So
he's got 4 courses that he loves. Riviera, TPC Scottsdale,
Travelers.
TPC River Highlands, and Augusta. Those are like the main courses that he loves.
He's always there. He's always plays well here.
Yeah, he does.
He does.
45-1.
Last year he
That's
finished
what I
third.
saw. I saw all the big
Finished
names.
fourth.
Plus with
year
Bubba,
before.
he's a head case. Like I could see why he comes to this course 16. He's like, oh, these fucking assholes.
He
yelling,
didn't
throwing
play, I
beers.
think, last year.
Now it's
No,
less amount
I
of
was
people.
saying that less amount of people.
That's my point. So you say it'll be helping.
Yeah, he's. I mean, I'll give a little handicap for you, but he's coming in with unbelievable ball striking. He's gained almost 7 strokes,
It's Bubba.
gained tee to green in his last 5 events, and 2 strokes with his approaches in his last 5 events. That means that, I mean, he's always like that, though. You know how he is. But at a course that he likes, at 40 to 45-1,
great number.
what's there not to like? So I'm in on Bubba as well.
Go.
All right. So now my second pick, and it's maybe one of my favorites. That if you saw me like towards the end of last year after the swing season and whatnot, who did I like once their value dropped a little bit? What do we like to hit on the studs whose numbers drop? And at 40-1, you're giving me Brooks Koepka. Like, come on. I was hoping he started his last 2 tournaments a little shaky like he did, but if you saw him last week on the South course, the hard part of the course, ball striking was immaculate. Just went to the North course on the day where the wind was blowing. It was really
won
ugly
here.
out there, and he struggled, and he missed the cut. Or did he miss the
He's
cut?
won here before.
Oh, yeah.
Last week
He
he
missed
won.
Well, no, he won his first tournament ever here, so he obviously likes this course. He's played well here. I get him on Bermuda grass. He just gets that putter rolling again. His tee to green's back, and I mean, I'm getting a top 5 player when he's on at 40-1. That's a no-brainer.
Don't hate that. The only reason I don't love it and didn't take it myself was because he opened at 54-1, and I just felt like I lost a little bit too much value at the 40s.
Still getting a big number.
I know. Of course, that was the
You're telling
disrespect.
me Rory has a
That's
4-1?
why do you think it dropped so quickly? I mean, the disrespect that Brooks Koepka
I
was
love
world
Rory.
number 1 like a year, not even a year ago.
I love Rory, love JT, but you're telling me they have a better than 4 times chance to win over Brooks Koepka this week?
Nah,
Like, come
I
on.
agree.
It's
So
value.
I'll get into my other one. I only have 3, so I'll get to my second one, which is, and I don't usually do this. I always preach. I'm not going to take the studs like anybody typically below 16-1, but I'm doing it this week because I think I'm a little too scared of the top 5 in the field. I'm going with the reigning champ at a potential back-to-back opportunity. We know Hideki's won back-to-back, so it ain't impossible here. I'm going with Webb Simpson at 14-1 odds.
I like his comments this week.
Past results here, he's won and he has 6 top 20 finishes at this tournament. I mean, talk about a guy who just loves the course. We talked about it with Bubba already. His recent form's immaculate. I mean, the guy literally finishes top 30, top 25. And that's the worst he'll do. But typically, I think I looked in his last 10 events, he's finished top 25 in like 8 of them. I mean, it's unbelievable. The guy's just a freak of nature, and he loves Bermuda greens. You know, I think he's a South Carolina or Georgia boy. He's in. South.
He's North Carolina.
All right, so I knew he was on the East Coast, and he loves those Bermuda greens. So, and he's never been a great putter, but that's the one type of green that he likes to putt on. I wanted a flag plan on one of the top guys. I couldn't get behind Rory at 9 or 10-1, which I wanted to because that's the guy I really like a lot this week. And I just felt that when I went through everything and went through the models, the guy that just kept popping up is Webb Simpson. I don't know how I don't
This is
take
a
him.
course that you can get away with missing fairways, and that's a
Exactly.
weak spot. I don't know why you say he's a bad putter. He's always a great putter. But
No, notorious in his career.
Yeah.
In the last 3 years, he's became a good putter.
since his resurrection.
Right, that's what I mean, though.
So
You got another one? Because I got one more.
I got 2 more. I can fly.
Wow.
I can fly him real quick. Cameron Champ, 80-1. Like you said, like ball striking, deep driver, handles the golf ball very well. Cameron Champ, stud, like him. And then I'm taking. Wish there was more fans, but Max Homa talks a lot of shit on
talks
Twitter.
so much
Yeah,
on Twitter.
talks a lot of shit on Twitter. It would be just so fitting for him to win here because he has had good interaction with the fans. And I know there's not going to be that 200,000 fans, but there's still going to be some fans. So I think he'll be able to feed off that energy. 70-1 for him, 80-1 for Champ. And it's worth the little 15.
I like Champ 80-1. He gained off the tee last week, gained with his irons, which is normally the worst part of his game. He just lost around the green and putting. So he shores that up a little
This
bit.
is a little bit
There's a chance.
easier place to putt than Torrey Pines.
I mean, I'd hope so. I mean, those greens are a little small, but so yeah, I got 2 more just around on my card. A couple guys that Eric may like, and who I love, 55-1, and I'm getting Ricky Fowler at the course that he
I almost went
dominates.
there.
And I know I'm a Massachusetts. I like to pay, and the guy doesn't win, but this guy plays good here year in and year out. And what I liked the most was last week, gained with the driver, gained with the irons. But for him, his putter, he lost like
weeks in a row.
3 strokes putting, and that is so not Ricky. He comes to a course where he's played great at in his career.
Bermuda,
He's
too.
going to feel it. Yeah, the putter's going to. I mean, they've been on Bermuda anyways these last few tournaments, but he can figure out his putter. I'm not worried about that. That guy gets a putter roll and he's in good shape. And 55-1, I'm sticking between 40 and 55-1 this week. I'm going again back to the well, Jason Day, and all I have to say is 55-1. I mean, the guy, all he needs to do is. as you've seen recently, guys that have no form, they've been coming out winning anyways. Patrick Reed the week before missed a cut, comes out, wins with ease. So you get a guy like Day. I'm not worried that he played like shit yesterday. He gets a putter rolling again. The guy, once he gets hot, he can compete. So those are my picks.
Yeah, Jason Day's first time playing here. I think that'll keep him focused a little bit. I kind of like the way the course.
Yeah, but a lot of
I
guys
just
here
think-
first time out, they win. So I'm not really worried about.
No, I like Jason.
Well,
Day.
I also think what's interesting is the first time around. I mean, they don't have to deal with that raucousness, of 210,000 rowdy fans. But
Yeah,
it's
but
funny
it's-
you mentioned those three, Jared, because all three I didn't bet, but they're all three in part of my core in my DraftKings lineups this week. So I made 20 lineups, and those were three. Of
20
my
Well, I mean, when you take a 14 to 1
So I
player, you either got to determine to take one 14 to 1 guy or two 50 to 1 guys. So
Yeah.
you determine to go with Webb.
Let's
And
get to our one and done picks.
I got one more.
One more.
I got one more winner. I'll just go quick, but I'm taking. See ya, Gary. I'm riding Gary Woodland. I'm riding Gary Woodland this week at 45 to 1.
He does seem happy.
Dude, he's another guy who just crushes this course. He's got multiple top 10s here, and he's won here before. Popping on my model. I want to say that just to get a kick out of you.
Just
But
keep showing up on my
he's-
model.
yeah,
It's,
yeah.
But I can't look past.
If you got it, I mean, how you build a course or how you build winners and how you take guys in DraftKings when I'm building 20 lineups is you got to know guys that fit the course properly. And if that's the guy that's popping up, that's saying something. So he's finally rounding into form after his injury. So he had an injury, but he's been bad off the. This is just like you're talking about with Ricky, where he's been bad at putting. In Gary's case, he's been great everywhere except off the tee. What's Gary known for? Being great off the tee and long off the tee. So I just think that this is a perfect opportunity for him. He's lost almost 3 strokes off the tee in his last 5 events, which is just unheard of from him. I just think if he flips the switch this week, as he's rounding into form, and he seems like you said, he's like in good.
Yeah, he's
he's in good spirits, and he's won here before at 45 to 1, and felt almost disrespectful. So I'm on a major championship winner, Gary Woodland. So just to recap. We need to start doing this a little bit more often. Recap. I'm on Gary Woodland, 45 to 1, Bubba 40 to 1, Webb 14 to 1. Wow, you like all those 40s and 14s? What do you got?
I got Bubba Watson 45 to 1 is what I saw today. So better odds
They're
there.
all different.
Max Homa 70 to 1 and Cameron Champ 80 to 1.
Hey, you want to split it? Get 42.5 each?
Yeah, do it.
Brooks 40, Wolf 50, Fowler 55, Day 55.
All right, one and done. I want to hear from Miles. You finally shut the fuck up for once. Let's hear what he has to say.
Well, I just got ridiculous handicaps. So
Almost right guard.
I'm going with Zach Johnson. Why? 'Cause I'm gonna prove to you guys that height doesn't matter.
No wonder you're going to be
That's
in
a
last
funny
place.
one.
Zach Johnson.
I like that.
Ricky Fowler, 50. Well, I don't have to say the odds, but Ricky Fowler.
Cameron Champ. Because the champ is here.
I am going to ride. Dude, come on, guys. You know what one and done works, bro. You got to take studs. I'm riding Webb Simpson, man.
Yeah, that's why I took Ricky Fowler.
Guaranteed top 10.
Oh.
All right, boys.
Yeah, not top 10. Webb Simpson.
That wraps it up for golf picks with the Plotniks. Presented by Singer Health Center. The Breakies. The
No,
Bookies
golf picks with the Plotniks. We give Singer Health Center. He gets the entirety of it, but bet the picks. bet, golf picks with the Plotniks is now presented by CarMe. That is our new car sponsor, started by our best friend Angel Corchado III.
The third.
If you guys are in need of a car, you need a great car out there, luxury, high model, low model, sedan.
Something that's like a
SUV.
Fred Flintstone thing that you just drive with your feet.
I don't
Doesn't
fucking
matter.
know. If you just need to get around town and you need either an engine or you don't need an engine, if you even need someone to take you around town, you call
And if you
CarMe.
hate going to the dealership for 5, 6, 7 hours, signing a million papers, wasting all your day, you don't have to do that. You can stay at your house. He'll deliver you the car. It's the best deal in town. My wife actually just got a Lexus from him, and it took us 2 hours for the whole process.
Wow.
Call me!
CarMe.
One time.
I
CarMe.
just want to be card. You know?
Golf picks with the Plotniks presented by CarMe.
All right, boys. One of my favorite segments, because when I talk about football, is the miscellaneous bets. I'll start us off here. I got 2. We're going to go back to the hardwood NCAA basketball. You got the Bryant Bulldogs. I made that up, but Bryant Bryant College minus 5.5 tomorrow. Already forgot who they're playing. Doesn't even matter. I'm pulling a page out of the Farmer book. Minus 5.5. Bryant. Sign me up for a cash crop, and then I couldn't pass this up. Back to the ice. Kind of what Jared said. The Panthers expects them to be under. Let's be honest. Their schedule so far has been pretty soft. They have not played anybody really. I'm going with the Nashville Predators.
Wow, finally you're sharp.
Nashville
Like,
Predators.
A blind guy looks at those. They see, Panthers 5-0-1. Like,
Yep.
this team is amazing. I'm gonna take them. Let's say,
I
where are they
can't
be
get
playing?
over
What are the
Brian.
odds?
They're playing at the
Bulldogs.
BDC. They're playing in
Then you know
Florida,
they're playing.
and
I
the
gotta
Panthers
know
are
what
favored
mascot is.
slightly, like minus 110.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I cannot pass that up. And
We
if,
had an early leader for
and
Bet the
if you-
Farm of the week.
and if you give me Tuukka Rask in net,
It is the Brian.
I mean not Tuukka Rask, fuck.
Pecorini.
Pecorini,
Yeah,
no,
it's a-
fucking idiot.
It is the Brian.
So
Bulldogs.
it's definitely gonna be Saros, but if I get Pecorini, I'm putting 100 units on it.
It is the Brian.
I mean, honestly,
It is the Brian Bulldogs. I'm back. I knew it.
I don't know. Bet the Farm of the Week is the easy front runner right now is Bryant. He doesn't know their name. Minus 5
No,
now. Versus he doesn't know.
that's
No, versus he doesn't know who they're playing. I mean, that is an automatic.
Yeah, front
fail.
runner's the other side. Whoever's playing Bryant.
All right.
Those are my
So
two.
I think that we should do the Bet the Farm on my, because I'm going back to the hardwood, home of the tampons. NCAA-W. We're going to the Maryland Terrapins. Let me make sure I get the opponent.
You're
correct
doing it
this time.
again?
Yes.
They're top 10
They're
team,
playing
so I get it.
Wisconsin, okay? They're minus 12 at home. Wisconsin sucks.
When is this?
This is tomorrow night, February 4th.
Thursday night, February 4th.
Todd J. Singer, bring me the money. Going Maryland minus 12.
I thought you were going to say bring me the tampons.
I was, but that would be inappropriate. So Maryland minus 12.
Honestly, I like it. They have a veteran backcourt. The two seniors have been there a while. Like to shoot, stretch the floor. They play some very press defense sometimes, but the only thing that worries me is their big men play or big women play. You know, so I mean,
She just needs to put her hair in a
Yeah.
ponytail, lock up, lock in. We're gonna win by 20.
yeah. I mean, it just scares me.
Maryland
that-
minus 12.
Miles, known as the sexist on the show, really coming out heavily, defending the
sexist.
women. You know, he's really trying to hedge his bets here.
Yeah, well, either.
Yeah, we'll see.
Never mind. Okay, let's go. You got
Is it my turn?
Jared, you've only got one cash crap on the week.
Yeah,
so
I was
far.
gonna take it easy. I was gonna leave it at that, and then I said, "Who the fuck am I? I'm a volume player."
Who
And
do you
I'm-
think you are? I am.
after just an atrocious showing out at the golf course last week, I'm headed back out there, and I'm gonna start with 4 just 72 hole matchups. You know, last week I did 5. I gotta just take it easy a little bit. Let's go 4. I'm starting over. You may like it. You may like it. You may love it. Webb Simpson
Yes,
over
I
Daniel
do.
Berger. All right, and that's a minus 110
like it,
each.
you may like it, you may
look,
love it.
I love Berger, but Webb Simpson owns this course. Ricky Fowler over Gary Woodland. You may not love that one as much, but guess what? Woodland overrated. You have to hit the fairways at this course. If he doesn't hit the fairways, he's gonna find the pond. He's gonna
Wait, were you just like making a case against Woodland for overrated while taking Ricky Fowler?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm
Wait,
getting.
we're talking about people being overrated, and he's taking Ricky
I mean,
Fowler.
Ricky
Yeah, he's,
Fowler knows he sucks.
yeah, Rookie Fowler used to be 20-1 at this tournament every year. Now he's 55-1. Value. All right, moving on. We're gonna go back to my boy last week, who's pretty much just ruined my whole week. Actually, it was kind of more you, Hideki Matsuyama over Harris English, just because I'll never bet on Harris
It was
English
my fault.
or support him.
Sound
So I'm
like-
taking him.
Sound like the Heat wrote it out, like when they make a bat, like Hideki Matsuyama from Japan.
And then we'll go a little one out there, but Wyndham Clark over Patton Kazire.
Love
Very
Wyndham.
simple. Wyndham Clark is a dude who his irons, man, is hit or miss. He can spray it left, spray it right.
Great
but
putter.
Great driver of the golf ball, hits it a country mile. Great putter, great around the green. Give me him over Patton Kazire, who shouldn't even have his tour card for much longer. Thank you. Good luck to all.
Beautiful,
Yeah, he's
beautiful,
been
beautiful.
sitting on tour for 2 years because he won back-to-back tournaments and got so many
Yeah, it was like the Sanderson Farms, like twice. What
No,
did
he
he do?
won a Sony Open and whatever was right before that.
Yeah, so shit and shat. All right, you're up.
I already gave my 2. I started this pack.
Yeah, you know what I'm up. Daddy's got 2 golf matchups and 1 flyer, but I'm taking Hideki over English as well. I'm back on the Hideki train, so me and Jared together are on
God, we're so
Hideki
fucked.
over English. I'm also going with Will Zalatoris over
Oh.
Russell Henley.
Ooh.
The Worms boy, Will Zalatoris. He has been a machine since he got on tour. He earned his tour card properly. I mean, I'm not even joking. The guy really could potentially be a top 15 player in the world. Like, he's a phenomenal player. I just think Russell Henley is just everybody looks at statistics and is like, ooh, I'm going to take Russell Henley this week. They're like, bro, do you ever look at where he finishes every tournament? Yeah, his statistics are good. The guy fucking isn't that good. So, fuck Russell Henley. I'm on Will Zalatoris. And then I'm moving over to the Octagon again, baby. We got a
go.
UFC event this weekend,
wow.
and I'm gonna.
Don't waste your pick now. You gotta have a fucking promotion.
I
coming
got
up.
one pick I want to give out there just to get people hyped up. It's this card this weekend. It's UFC Fight Night, Overeem versus Volkov. I'm taking Michael Johnson minus 220. This is I'm laying the juice.
Laying it.
That's how confident I am.
The juice is
Over
loose.
Clay Guida. Clay Guida
He's an
has
animal.
He has 50. Yeah, he's had 52 fights in his career. The
Wild.
guy is like 40 years old. He's completely washed up. He's lost 3 of his last fights. If you watch him fight, I mean, the guy literally looks like he has so much brain damage. It's out of control. This is a complete fade on Guida. Michael Johnson. I mean, I'll be honest with you. He's a stud black dude who just has very hot firepower.
And what is his nickname?
He doesn't have one to my knowledge. So thank you for asking.
Definitely has one.
I mean, it's possible. I didn't write it down, so
Wrong question asked,
but I'm
Eric.
taking him over Clay Guida minus 220. I'm going to lay the juice because I think that's an absolute lock. That's why we call it Bet the Farm. I'm only giving you locks. I'm not going to give you something that I'm on the edge about.
A wise man said, "Juice doesn't matter if you know it's a winner." Okay. All right. Well, I've been waiting for this because you said you had a lot of great questions. So it's
I got
time
some
for
good ones.
Stump the Sheep.
All right, this is all right. So last time we did this, by my count, Eric was 1-4.
No, I think I was 2 and 4. I get one lifeline.
All right, you had a lifeline to get to 2 and 4,
Yeah.
maybe. I think I did this in chronological order of where I think it was easiest to hardest.
Let's go, baby. How many questions?
5.
Let's go.
Where did Jimmy Butler go to college?
Marquette. Next question.
Wow. You didn't even finish your sentence. That's a
One
yellow on
no.
you.
This is where it's going to get real interesting. What game was it when Kevin Harlan had the drunk man on the field call? There's a drunk man on the field. He's taking off his shirt.
I know. I remember
How
that.
the fuck would anyone know this?
That should be the hardest question.
Like, how do you pay attention to what game it is when you're watching it?
Eric was obsessed with this call. He should have watched it 15,000 times. I'll give you a hint, and this may help. Well, it definitely should help.
Was this Super Bowl?
NFC West was the Super Bowl.
That should
Yeah,
be-
Kevin Harlan was calling the Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
that's
Well, on the radio he does.
NFC West matchup. So I'm giving you great odds at getting this right.
49ers Seahawks.
No, probably Cardinals, Rams.
Rams, 49ers, Dan
Wow.
and Dan.
Close. One
That's
of
a
each.
hard question.
I know.
That's a very
but I
hard
thought it was a good one. How about that call, though?
That was a
That's a
weapon.
man on the field. He's drunk. He's taking off his shirt.
My question to you is, if I asked that to you randomly, would you have known or you looked
Absolutely
it
not.
up?
I would
Yeah,
know more
exactly.
when
That's why we call it something
You
sheep.
should have asked
Not
me
something
when
big.
when like Gus Johnson, like he's got breakaway speed from the cops, like Chris Johnson. I know.
Don't remember that one.
All right.
The slipper still fits, Gonzaga.
1-1.
The slipper still fits. Morrison, your boy.
What was the last tournament that Ricky Fowler won?
I could ask a friend though.
I know this.
I'm gonna ask.
I would
I'm gonna
have
ask
known
Jared
this
Plotnick.
even if I didn't look it up.
Yeah.
Oh,
You don't even know it,
no,
Jared.
honestly, now the way you're reacting, the one I would have
I
said
know
for
this.
sure is not the one I'm going to say because
Because
Honestly, I don't think. I think the last one he won was Phoenix.
waste management.
Yeah.
is that what you were gonna say? You were gonna say Honda.
You remember because he did everything he could to
you were
choke
gonna say
that
Honda.
tournament,
Yeah.
and then
Say the hero.
oh my god,
No,
No.
First off,
so
that's
we
like
got
an official
that.
tournament.
We got that,
correct. It was.
and it came out of my mouth
It was,
first, so I
it
saved
was
the
Phoenix.
Mulligan save.
And I said it on purpose because this week is the
Yeah.
Phoenix.
But
That's
the
it.
facial expressions Brandon was making, I was like,
Yeah.
hey, maybe it wasn't the waste management.
No,
Yeah.
2-1. All right, now let's get to the true hard court, the worm hard court. Aussie Open starts next week.
Oh, this is can of corn for me.
Who won the Aussie Open last year, both men's and women's?
Phoning
Oh,
a
God.
friend, Jared Plotnick.
Oh god.
This really isn't that hard either.
Phone the worm. We got him in the studio.
Oh, it's true. I can ask anybody in the audience.
Yeah.
Manny, I'm gonna ask you out there who won the men's and women's Aussie Open.
Women's Aussie. Fuck.
Oh,
It was.
oh,
Wait, and who won the men's though? Who won the men's?
Probably know that.
Ding ding.
Welcome to the show,
For
worm.
those of you that didn't hear, he
They
got
couldn't
both
really hear
right.
it, but he phoned a friend.
Yeah.
How would you
Worm.
say that's kind of easy? And Sophia Keenan is one of them.
Because Sophia Keen's the top 5 women's player in the world.
Yeah, she looks like she's 15.
All right, last question.
She won me $200 last night, baby.
Wow. I wish that you had a mic next to you. Nobody could really hear it out there, but we had our women's tennis sharp over there phone a friend, and he got both of them right.
How can anyone hear? We have fucking 500 people in this
Also,
place.
the birthday boy in 3 hours and 12 minutes.
All right. This is going to be the hardest one, obviously. But you're 3-1. Can you finish strong? Who are the top 3 priced players in the NFL DraftKings this week?
In the NFL DraftKings?
Oh.
3. Oh.
Can of corn.
So it would be Tyreek Hill.
That's 1, but he's not the highest. But
I
yes,
Patrick Mahomes.
All right.
If you don't get this
Finish
one,
this one
I'm
off.
leaving.
Has to be Travis Kelce.
Like, I thought that was the biggest.
Ooh, baby.
What a week. We tried to stump the sheep, and we got beat.
Let's go.
And that's why we're going with Brady, Godwin, Evan Stacks all day
Let's
long,
go.
baby.
Well done, kid. I thought those were good this week.
Those are good. The hardest question was the last one or the one I missed.
Harlan.
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just thought it was a funny one that we could
Never
talk about
changed.
Kevin Harlan. 'Cause we love
I
Kevin
love
Harlan.
Kevin
I
Harlan.
was gonna guess like the Ravens. I don't know. I have no idea.
All right,
All right,
well,
boys.
we haven't been doing this enough, but I think it's about time we start recapping the picks for the week so that everybody out there could get a good glimpse of as to what I'm taking. So for myself, I'll start with myself, and then you guys can go round robin.
Just fire them off.
Yeah, I have got in the NFL. I've got the Chiefs -3. I got Webb 14-1, Bubba 40-1, Woodland 45-1, Hideki over English in a matchup, Zalatoris over Henley in a matchup, and in the Overeem Volkov UFC event this week, I've got Michael Johnson over Clay Guida.
Okay.
Nice.
If you want to go to me for the NBA, I got Memphis -1. That is February 4th. I have Utah -7.
Wait, you have Memphis and money line.
Memphis and moneyline. It's basically the same thing. -1. Utah -7 versus the Hawks on February 4th. In the NFL, we have Brady over 1/2 rushing yard at -135.
Love it.
Buccaneers, I also have +3.5. Mahomes rushing yards over 21.5. And then we're going to the hardwood full of tampons. We're going Maryland -12.
I'll make it easy. I'm not going to recap my golf picks like Brandon did. If you want to recap them, rewind 12 minutes, 37 seconds ago. You'll find them right there. All right, let's go. Webb Simpson over Berger, Fowler over Woodland, Matsuyama over English, Clark over Kazire, and then they throw on 3 and a hook, the Bucks. Let's go.
All right, I'll wrap it up. I got shortest field goal of the game, going to be over 27.5 yards. So, I mean,
Sharp.
The shortest field goal needs to be over that number. I also took the Bryant Bulldogs, which I was correct on their
Hey,
game,
you were.
-5.5. And then on the ice, one of my favorite pick is going to be tomorrow night, Nashville Predators over, Justin Levine, Ryan Loudis, the Florida Panthers.
Sure, I kind of want to add that one, but I won't.
Fuck, that was fun.
Yeah, well, we have one
well,
decision.
There's one last thing we got to do,
One
boys.
major decision.
We're 6-0-1 in what our favorite segment is, and that's called a Bet the Farm.
I mean,
Do we go with Tom? do
I'm
we
looking
go
at
with
Nashville.
Tom Brady?
Or look at, I mean,
Tom
obviously we
Brady?
can't do that because of Brandon, which makes me sick.
I lean Hideki
So.
over English because me and my brother are on the same page in golf.
Yeah.
Do we really want to take Nashville? over-
Redemption after
I like
last
that.
week.
I love that.
Redemption.
I know we'll never let you live it down if we tell you on one.
And then loses, I'm not going to be.
yeah,
no-
once we lose one, we're good, but we're 6-0-1.
Yeah, I don't want to be the first.
And no offense, I'm not going to the field of tampons or whatever you called it.
What
The
was it?
hardwood of Tampa.
What was the golf?
Muscoozy.
Goodwood.
Matsuyama over English?
No, Hideki over English.
Yeah, I love that.
I'm down for that.
English is due to choke.
No comment.
He's honestly over here. If anyone
this is
watching,
Bet
he's
the
been
Farm, like,
watching the
either
Hornets
in or
game the
out.
entire time, just jerking it to. Every time he's not talking, it's commercial. Or
Hideki Matsuyama.
makes me sick.
I'm watching LaMelo Ball.
So, are you gonna join us in a Bet the Farm blindly, or are you just gonna sit there, watch LaMelo Ball, and
I'd rather not take Hideki.
well, you've said absolutely nothing.
I want
So,
Maryland -12 on the hardwood. Full
yeah, but
tampons.
no one's gonna tell you on this.
Why
so-
wouldn't you? I'm undefeated.
I'm in on Maryland -12.
No, I'm out.
I
Absolutely not.
refuse to risk my BTF streak
Yeah.
on a women's basketball game.
Because his reasoning behind it was Wisconsin sucks, and I'll bet my
All right.
entire life savings. He doesn't know one player on the team.
We all agreed that the field goal one, you even said was a sharp call, sharp pick.
What about Brady over half-yard rushing?
No chance I'm taking that.
I like it.
Thank you.
But yeah, the
I'll
field
take
goal.
the field goal.
I don't.
You would rather do the field. So if we're gonna go with one of my picks, you
Yeah.
rather do the field goal over the Nashville Predators.
I don't want the field goal because if they take it,
And
they're
no Bet
making
the
it.
Farm this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, sucks.
Decision has
but
been
not
made.
meant to
Sorry,
be.
guys.
Hey, sometimes we gotta stick to their guts. We're going to
What?
stay undefeated as long as possible.
Couple
have a
friendly,
couple
couple of
side
friendly
notes.
fires. So you have the Matsuyama over English. Two of the Plumlee brothers are on. You have Bubba Watson, huge odds for the tournament. Me and the Porch, and you do kind of have the Predators, sheep.
Oh
Farmer,
yeah, I'm on. I like that a
sheep
lot.
farmer combo, and then I also like that over half a yard. So
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
I have just a couple side notes too.
On what? It's over. The show's over. You choked. You fucking were sleeping after the show.
All right, if you want to go to outros and listen to something that's
Talk
probably about LaMelo Ball,
No,
go for it.
Stay tuned. As I've mentioned previously, UFC event this weekend, Overeem versus Volkov. It's going to be a pretty decent card. Me and the Burn Dog will be live tomorrow, and we'll be releasing
Can't wait.
that for all of our best picks and Burn Dog's cash crops. The guy can't lose I think Bird Dog is undefeated. The guy can't lose in the octagon. So stay tuned for that show tomorrow night.
Put me in the
And
octagon
then
with him. I'll show you how to
next
fucking
weekend, or next week, I should say, the Aussie Open begins, and we are bringing on our tennis sharp correspondent, The Worm. Will be here next weekend to break down everything. The slime ball
As a 30-year-old.
as a 30-year-old man. So stay tuned for those episodes, guys. Always a pleasure.
So then, cheers.